December, day 7 of our 12 days of Christmas. We have Lynn, Deborah here already. Was Carrie there? I haven't seen the message from Carrie, but everyone's saying hello to her as well. So good morning if you are there. We are, oh my gosh, I've been running around. I was just thinking about what I'm going to use, because is it a surprise that today, I'm not really sure how it's going to go. Is it a surprise to anyone? Anyway, right at the very last minute, I'm like, wait, I need 3 colors of ink pad, not 2. So I was just trying to work out what color I was going to do. So fun times. Okay, we are going to play with the Frosted Forest this morning. I think I'm going to use this one here and this one here. I've used this one a couple of times, but I've only done one card using these big ones, and they were in pink and orange. So it is time to bust out some greens on those. So let's switch these cameras around and see how we're going to go now. So I just need to drag that. I'm still using this program that I used yesterday, which I quite enjoyed actually. So I'm thinking that this is going to be my new streaming program. Hello, Wendy. Hello. Still at work? I know I'm coming in a little bit early. I don't think it's, oh, I guess it depends on where you are in the US as well. So anyway, Frosted Forest is a layering a stencil. Oh, now I've got some issues with my streaming. I was hoping that yesterday must have just been a fluke and I had a really good day. Okay, so Frosted Forest is on the, I want to say online exclusives. There's so much product in all different areas. There's main catalog, mini catalog, online exclusives. We've just had the retiring last chart's product list come out this morning. So now there's a category for that, and I'll explain a little bit of that as we are crafting. So Frosted Forest dies, and then we have the stencils that go with them as well. So I think I've separated these guys. Gee, I hope I cleaned them when I used them last. Okay. Oh, have I got 4? Well, oh no, that one's for something else. So three stencils to go over the top, and these ones are labeled A, B, and C, and they are to go over the top of these guys. And then the other 3 stencils, which are labeled, and it's closed on me, are labeled 1, 2, and 3. They go over this tree here. So I'll put that one away if I can. There we go. Being tricky. The packaging is being ripped. Right. So let's start off on them because I am... Let's just start off on them. I'm not sure what we're doing, but, you know, whatever. It might be a long session today. Buckle in. Okay, so I'm going to do... I think I'm going to do 3, mainly because I'm not 100% sure of what I am doing. I just need to grab a bigger block. So we'll chuck you on nice and loosey-goosey so that it doesn't distort when I put my stencils over the top. All right. So I'm going to do these in green, so it's probably going to be a fairly green card today, and I am going to use 3 colors. So I'm going to start off with soft sea foam, move into old olive. I'll bring these up a bit closer so that you can see them. I was watching somebody's YouTube the other day, and it made me realize, because I hadn't spotted what colors she had used, and I was listening with the volume down. So so soft sea foam, I'll bring them up to the screen so you can see. Old olive and Mossy Meadow. Ooh, that's a bit grubby. It just sort of made me aware of things that I should perhaps do to help you out. So I am going to start off with Mossy Meadow, because, you know, sometimes we listen on mute. Sometimes I do. Sometimes it's not suitable to have noise going on, but you can still watch. All right, so inking this one up. We'll pop this one down. Hopefully I've got enough room for 3. And I think this will be a bit easier for me to stamp, because when I did my pink and orange trees, I don't think I stamped on top. All right, and let's get 2 of these guys. Leave a little bit of space between them just in case. I think my Mossy Meadow ink pad needs topping up with ink. Okay, these are really pretty and delicate. I don't think I've stamped these ones before. They, especially these ones, they're nice and delicate. Okay, so let me pop them right out of the way. I'm not going to clean them. I'll clean them. I will clean them later. I will. All right, A, B, and C. A goes down first, and we're going to use the soft sea foam for this one. And I had to bust out a new ink blender because I didn't have one in a light color. All right, so let's line that up. I'm just going to hold these to worry about sticking them or anything. There is a little V in the side here, but because I'm doing 3, I'm just going to hold that. So I'll probably have to load this up because it's a new one. Let's see how much we can get down. Oh, quite a bit. Quite a bit for a new one. Hold it down. So I was sort of having a look around. I have to do this and trying to work out what colors, whether I wanted nice bright colors or a bit more of a muted toning. So I've decided to go a little bit softer today. Oh, that's pretty. Why is that? Oh, you know what? Maybe I didn't clean my... That looks a little bit like it's had ink somewhere else on here. I'm feeling that I didn't give them a good clean. It's probably got a little bit of orange on it. I'm going to come right to the edge of this ink pad because when I work in the middle, I'm going to soak up a lot of ink. So I'm going to come out to those edges just so I can pick up ink from the edges of those ink pads. Try and keep that ink a little bit more evenly distributed. Oh, that's really pretty. That does not look... I'm going to hold this up to the screen in a minute. Hey, Ronnie, and show you because this does not look like soft sea foam. It is such a pretty color with that stamped background, with that stamped tree on it. So I will bring him up in just a moment. It's almost... And I've got a new brush, so it can't be picking up any other color, but that is super, super pretty. I'm just going to come back and do this one a little bit more. Wow. Bear with me. Oh, I don't know if this is a good idea. I might smudge it. I might do the wrong thing. All right, so soft sea foam is going to go away, but look at how pretty that green, like it feels like it's a lot more vibrant than soft sea foam normally is. So it's really playing off of that Mossy Meadow really nicely. Okay, number 1 is done. All right, where will I put you? Because I've got white cardstock here. You know what will happen to me if I put that on my white cardstock. All right, letter B. Let's go for B. Let's go for Old Olive. And I'll just line them up again. I have another brush. Ooh. All right, so this one needs to come down a little bit, not on the point. Try and get these lined up. They're all different. See, this is where if I do it up too high, I think it's supposed to come down, and then our tree sort of comes down as we... Maybe I should try the other ones first. All right. Because I think it just gives a little bit of darkness under those branches. Which will be nice because the soft sea foam will be highlighted a little bit then. Okay, oh, that is pretty. Let me bring it up. Have a look at that. Very pretty. Okay, and the next one, same deal with that one. It just moves down ever so slightly. And I think I'm going to, well, maybe I shouldn't have done dark. I don't know whether the number 3 is supposed to be like snow on there or whether it's, well, we're going to find out, aren't we? Oh, that one's even prettier. It's just giving so much depth to these. This is the first time I've done them in green, so I don't know why it's taken me this long to pull it out and actually use green on these ones. And I would pull out some embossing paste, but I have a feeling it's all dried up. All right, let me bring these, oops, I've gone off, doesn't matter. Let me bring them up to the screen. Have a look at them. They are super pretty. I should have done a 4th one just to test this next. Whoops, where I'm getting all mixed up. So this one here goes over the top again, but it goes over, oh no, it should be okay because it's hanging down that little bit more, so it should give us a little bit more depth again. So these are turning out to be quite pretty. And I've got a 3rd brush. If you didn't have, like I've got 3 greens now, but if you didn't have a 3rd one, you could quite easily just give this is the old olive one, you could just go straight into your mellow, Mossy Meadow. That shouldn't be an issue. Right, so this one's going to hang down a little bit more, and that should give us a fuller looking tree again. I'm just going to bring that down slightly, hold on to it. Oops, don't smudge it. Don't. The darker color always scares me. You're like, is this right? Am I doing it right? Is it in the right spot? Am I going to cover up all that light stuff that I've just done? What's the reveal going to look like when I lift it off? All right. Hey, love. Have a look at that. That's pretty. Very excited. I know it's probably supposed to look like it's got snow on it, but the way that they are, it sort of is just giving so much more dimension to these trees. Okay, and it should be the same as this. So I don't know whether it is supposed to be snow or not. You could probably do it like that, although I would sort of think that the snow would be on the tops of the branches, not the underside of them. Oh, yep, that is gorgeous. I'm going to do this one and then I'll bring it up to the screen to show you. I'm just trying to work out where this one actually goes. This is where I should have actually used that, but that's okay. It'll be fine. I had a really quick look at the retiring list, last chance product list. I should start calling it the right names. And so there's a mixture of things on there at the moment, and anything from the, oh, I made such a mess everywhere. Anything from the current Christmas catalog. There's some scrapbooking kits on there. There's some online exclusive stuff in there. The last chance list is now no longer. I think I like that one better than that one. I must have put it in a different spot, but they're all individual, aren't they? They look so good. I'm really, really happy with them. All right, let's die cut them. I'm going to put these somewhere where I can't make a mess with them. Maybe I'll just pop them back there with the stamps. So let me just hack these and then we can get them die cut, put you guys out of the way as well. And then I can work out what on earth I'm going to do with my card. Jeepers, I'm a mess. Look at the side of that card. Absolutely messy. Yeah, so the last chance list has now merged with the last chance product. Don't mind me. I'm trying to concentrate and cut things out at the same time. My brain doesn't do two things at once anymore. It used to. So that's different. And now every 2 months, the last chance list category will be up. Right, like new stuff will be added. So on the even months, so December, February, very much April, June. What comes after June? July, August. I don't know whether whether I'm in the right months or not. But every second month now, that list will be updated. Products on there. Some of them are on sale, and some of them are not. Just depends. They are all while stocks last. So once they are gone, they are gone. But how long they will stay on there, who knows? If something is really popular, it may sell out in 2 weeks. Some may stick around for 6 months. Who knows? But they will be on that going out list for as long as they will. They are so pretty. Oh, I might put some Winkestella on there. Don't want to cut the top of my tree. Not so fussed about the bottom, but I don't want to cut the top off. All right. They are really quite vibrant. Right. So that's how all the last chance stuff is going to be going on. Now these dies, we have got like really fussy ones. Excuse me, that you can put over the top as well, or just like put, as you can see, these are nested, so you could always do like a solid and then put one of these on top, or there's some green vellum, like greenery vellum stuff. You could always cut one out and then put a vellum one over the top, or you could go to town on it. All right, let's not cut the top off of that. Oh, what have I done? Oh, I must have to cut the top a little bit, otherwise it doesn't sit properly. All right. And I like how these two are actually different. I guess it depends, you know, how heavy-handed you are with on one. Makes them all look a little bit more individual. That way, you know, if you're in a Christmas tree forest, then you can go and pick your Christmas tree. So does anyone have a live Christmas tree, a real Christmas tree? Okay, I'm going to put this away for the moment. I am thinking that I'm going to come back with that Peaceful Seasons stamp set that I have been using lots. Okay, I've got a white base. Put you guys away. I've got a white base beside me. Now, this is where I haven't put a lot more thought into what I'm doing. So we could be doing anything. They are so nice. Oh, that looks good. Like that. And then what I did do is pull out, because I was thinking maybe of doing a little bit of maybe a bit of blending in blue, and I've got a strip of, these are the Neutrals 6x6 paper packs, because I love my stripes, and I thought the Mossy Meadow might look pretty nice. How far will I go? That is the question. Maybe I can always come and take a bit off. And I'm going to do horizontal stripes this time, I think, instead of vertical ones, just because the areas that I'm doing is smaller. Like I'm not filling up the whole background. I'm going to, if I was filling up the whole background, I would probably do portrait vertical stripes, but because I'm going to just pop it down the side and it's a smaller area, I like to have a bit more stripe going on. Something like that, I think. That looks pretty, but now I need something in the background because that's hopefully, I mean, you could just leave it like that and put your sentiment on and you could be quite happy. You could put some embellishments around there and you could be quite happy. Marilyn said that she has looked at the last chance list and found that the bundles are not reduced. It depends, and it depends on the market as well, but sometimes the stamps and dies are so... people need to be, yeah. So you need to go through and look at them individually as well. Definitely study the list. I've only had a really quick glance at it, and it depends on stock levels. It depends on the market you're in, as to whether there's a special on them or not. I guess if they've got lots, this is my thinking, is that if they've got lots of stock, then they probably will discount it. But if they've only got a small amount of stock, then it probably won't be discounted. That's just my thoughts. So I could be totally wrong. Now I need to just grab a little bit of Mossy Meadow cardstock, and then I will do my sentiment, and then I will think about the background because it's very stark at the moment. Where is my Mossy Meadow card? Right at the back. Right at the back there. Oh, and look, they're still out from yesterday. How bad. So I'm thinking I might put Christmas down the bottom because I love this one, and this one is the Peaceful Seasons bundle, and this one is on the list. The reindeer fun's on the list. Actually, I'll show you the cards if you have, if this is the first time watching, and we're up to day 7. So I'll show you the previous cards. And I think I'm jinxing what I'm using because pretty much all of that I've used is all on the list. So, about that. All right, let's get this done. I need my tray. Don't need fancy stuff. You don't need all the fancy stuff. We do have a tray that has got tweezers, and it's called the embossing. Oh, what is it called? It's got a tray that you can funnel all your stuff back into, and oops, that's hanging off my stamp. And it's got tweezers, and I think has it got the embossing buddy in it, the pillow? I can't remember. But we do have that if you prefer. But you know what? I'm old school. I just am happy to use a folded piece of paper. I'm not a very good upseller for that, am I? But you know what? If you're just starting out, oh, I wonder if that, oh no, that should be okay. My stamp was hanging off the block a little bit, so I'm hoping that it went on straight, because otherwise my die will not match it. Nice, I've got a little bit of a kink there in the stamp. I must have smudged it. Must have been a little bit heavy-handed on that one. Anyway. I just need to wipe up that, that gritty feeling. Can't do it. Don't like it. All right, where's my heat tool? So I will just heat set these. And then I'm thinking, you guys look at this while I'm doing this. I was thinking about maybe doing a little bit of balmy blue, just very lightly, perhaps sponged in like a halo around it. Whoops. And then maybe ink flicking a little bit of balmy blue onto it as well. Oh, here we go. Now we're melting. So let me know, balmy blue, or is there a different blue that I should use? And I'm just talking like really, really lightly, just to take the edge off of that, because it is quite stark. Yeah. All right, let's get this happening. So I hope that you have been enjoying this live every morning. Tomorrow morning I will be a little bit later. I think it'll be 10 a.m. because I have a meeting at 8:30 in the morning, and I'm not sure how long it will go for. I've been told an hour, but I don't want to. Now, this isn't sitting properly, so I know this is flat. I can see it. So sometimes because the dies go, I should hold it that way. I don't know whether it works. Because the dies are being pressed through the rollers, they sort of tend to kink up a little bit. So sometimes if you're finding that they're either not cutting through properly or they're a little bit on the wonk side, I just usually bend them so they've got a little bit more of a fold the other way, and then you can die cut them that way. I was actually all those fussy dies that are in the frosted one, I had to cut out like 80 of them, and I found that they were getting stuck in the die and I couldn't get them out, and I was tearing them. The first 50 or so worked beautifully, and then I was tearing nearly every one of them that came out. So I was having real issues, and it was because of that bow that was happening. They wouldn't come out. So once I bent it in the other direction, the die started working really nicely again. So just sometimes if you think, oh no, it was working great, now it doesn't want to work at all, it could be that. So, balmy blue, a little bit of balmy blue, and I reckon I've probably got enough balmy blue on my brush. Looks like I've got a tinted green on there too. I'm just going to trim this. Oh, phew. I thought I had dirty mark on my card. So I'm just going to trim this down, just because that Christmas is taking up an awful lot of room on those trees. So we'll make the merry on the small, tight side. Because those trees are very pretty. I'm loving them. All right, and I'm doing it really tight. You could angle the edges if you know the ends if you wanted to, but I'm going to keep that super tight and just pop it up there. Okay, balmy blue. Scrap first. Test it. Make sure. Yep, there's probably more than enough. Let's slide that under as if, there we go, there's a little test. That's going to look pretty. I just want a halo. I don't want anything out of control, I think. Hello, Alisa. There's two of us. Actually, there's, you know what, I think there's becoming a whole lot more Alisas in the world. All right, so let's add a little bit of this. So you'll notice that I'm just using whatever is on my brush, just because I want that nice, just a gentle take the edge off. At the moment, I'm not putting a lot of pressure on my brush. I'm firm, but if I was going to dip it into my ink pad, then I would be super, super light. I'll just pop you there just so I know exactly where to come. And bearing in mind I'm going to have my strip of designer series paper over there, so I will halo it down a little more. Whoops, I got a big, thank goodness that will get covered, right? That's always happens. Okay, so now I'm really putting pressure. I wish the camera was on a different angle so you could see how much I was bending that brush. So, and I'm just going to focus that right in the middle because I want that glow to be heavier closer to the edge of that tree. So really heavy in the middle, don't bust it. If you get to the point where you're thinking that you're going to, because I was thinking, oh no, I know there's a fair bit of flex in this brush, but I don't think there's that much fresh. If you're going to put a lot of pressure on it, like I'm going to do now, I could ink it up, but then I can also run the risk of putting too much ink on there. Grab the head of the brush and put your pressure on that way. I'm going to bring that out to the side a little bit and out to that side, just to darken where those smaller trees are going to be. And I am wobbling my table. All right. And I might do, let me think. Let me put it all back on and let me think. Don't do things that you will possibly regret later. And because I'm not putting another layer of white down, there we go. So what I am thinking now, because now the bottom is a little bit on the stark side, I am thinking, so what I was thinking was I could do a little bit of ink splattering around here. But what I'm going to do is, when I've got this stuck down, is grab my Balmy Blue ink pad and just do a little watercolor line underneath those trees, just sort of to make it look like they're sitting on something, not just floating now. Ink splatter. Should I do a little bit of ink splatter? I will cross off the bottom so it doesn't get any on there, and I could just do some around the top. What do you think? What do you think? Oh, Alisa Healy, a cricketer, Australian. Oh, I didn't know. I know there was Alisa Campbell, who was the Winter Olympic ski champion. What did she? She did like flips and stuff, didn't she? I know that there was another Campbell. Was it Campbell? I think so. But anyway, there's lots of us. We're gaining momentum. Okay, so what do you think? Ink splatter? Because I do have that cup of water that I used the other day and I still haven't put it away. Bad of me. I will grab my Balmy Blue ink pad out. Pearl splatter. Oh, you know what? I would, but I did gold splatter the other day and my iPad got covered in gold splatter and I'm still chipping bits of it off. And I had a suggestion, which was really good, but I'd have to race down to the kitchen, would be to put cling wrap over my iPad. So I'm a little bit reluctant to use the enamel effects, but I can do a really light ink splatter of blue. I'm a little bit scared to do that. I actually quite like it. Like, let me bring it up to the screen so that you can have a better look, and then just do a little ink splatter. Yep. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just block off this area here because I don't want any on there, and this is just a little bit of scrap. Okay, I'll use a smaller brush. I've just got two paint brushes. I just got these at Bunnings in the craft section. So one's a little bit bigger than the other. They're not huge. You could use your water painter if you like. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that in and make a little bit of a watery. You might need a little bit more. All right, and hopefully I can contain it a little bit. I'll try and focus it more where my blue is and just try and fade it as we go out. So by fading it, I'm lifting my brush higher from my area just so that those dots become a little bit lighter. I'm probably splattering it everywhere, but anyway, it should get them a little bit lighter and a little bit smaller. So there we go. Winker Stella splatter. Yeah, I need to open my new Winker Stella because my old one, that would be so pretty though. Can you imagine? It would be super pretty. All right, I'm going to use these again shortly because I want to pop some. Maybe I can do. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do some Wink of Stella as well. I'll. Just going to pop that out of the way because I don't want to spill it on myself. I do have to open a new Wink of Stella, which is probably a good idea to show you if you don't have Wink of Stella. It is amazing. But when you get a new one, there is a black ring in here. So if you've never used it before, you definitely have to get it. There's a black ring in there. You need to unscrew the top, the brush part, throw that ring away, and then screw the top back on. Okay, and then you need to, it's got two little signs here, push and push, so you need to squeeze in that area. I'm just going to grab a bit of scrap card because you will hopefully see, if I can hold it in the right angle, you'll start to see the ink, whoops, come down. Oh, this brush is near really hard. You'll need to, well, mine, you see mine oozed out. If you can catch it before it oozes out like that, that would be even better, because now I've just wasted a heap of Wink of Stella. But let's grab, and I will just grab that. Now, if you need to squeeze it, try and squeeze it before the drops, and then you can splatter. And I've probably got this going everywhere because it's super fine as well. And I'll probably find my iPad's nice and shimmery. All right, let's do big drops. There'll be big drops, there'll be little drops. And I will put that aside. Look, the new ones have got a nice clear top. My old ones that I've had for quite some time have got a solid top. Okay, so I will bring that up. I don't know whether you can see just how pretty that's going to be once it dries. All right, put you aside. Put you aside. Yep, I've got little sparkles everywhere, so I'm just going to give my glass top a clean. But you know what? It is so much nicer than using that Dazzling Diamonds glitter that we used to have. Oh my gosh, that stuff would go everywhere. You'd be finding glitter in places on your body that you didn't think that they would be able to get glitter to attach itself. Okay, I might heat set that for just 2 seconds. I don't know how quick it'll dry, so I will just do that. And I'll do it from the inside just because I've got a bit of card buckling going on now. Now, if you're ever worried that perhaps it's not dry and you don't want to smudge it, just pop a little bit of scrap card or scrap paper down on top and just pick up that excess. Just rub it. That way you won't get that, smudge line. You'll have nice little dots still. So some of it was a little bit wet still. I might be able to use that for something else. I shouldn't throw it away. It's got pretty glittery stuff all over it. Okay, well, let's get this card stuck down. What am I looking for? Okay, very pretty. Good call. I'm glad I opened it up. I've had it there, sitting there, a brand new one. I'm thinking, I should open that. So, all right. All my beautiful trees. So this one I'm going to stick down flat. Oh, I thought I heard somebody at my coming up the steps, but I don't. So we'll pop this big one down flat and we'll pop it right in the middle. I must have had orange or pink ink on my stencil because it has definitely transferred into that top area. That's okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is just come back with this one while I can catch it, and my paintbrush. I'm just going to re-wet this a little bit. And I'll just dab that off just a little bit because that's pretty harsh. And then I'm just going to, oops, that's too harsh. That's okay, I'll probably get it covered a little bit. Just going to do just some little squiggles around. Let's put these ones up. Put you over here. That's okay, because that boo-boo will probably get, I need it watery. I need it really, really light and watery. So what I'm going to do is just drag some of this colour away from all of that colour and try and make it a little bit on the watery side. Don't drip. Don't, I shouldn't be doing that. Taking my wet paintbrush across my card, because if it dripped on there, then I'd be most unhappy. And then I'm just going, oh, well, that didn't work either. My paintbrush is too big. That's okay. Whatever. I'm sure that it'll just add to it. And then this one. Pop him about there, I reckon. Sort of makes it look like they've got a shadow coming down. I'll hold it up in a little bit, but it looks it looks a little bit shadowy now. I guess once it dries, it looks different as well. So let's get rid of that cup of water again before I make a mess. All right, and we're going to have our Christmas down the bottom. I'm thinking about fluff. I think I might put some fluff behind that one. All right. So I need to figure out, I need to have one dimensional roughly in the middle here. Somewhere around there, I reckon. And then flat on these guys, on the ends. Okay, so we've got a lot of green going on, but that blue definitely makes a huge difference. Put it down here. Merry Christmas. Okay, let's put some fluff on this. Now I have got the other part of my, that ribbon that I cut off the other day. Let's see how far I can get cutting the other edge off. Should be using my ribbon scissors. A bit sharper. Oops. Don't cut into it. Oh, did it again. By golly gosh. It's okay. Hopefully I can get to the end without chopping that off. And I'm using silver because of the Wink of Stella. Okay, and that's probably going to be nice, a nice amount. So we'll put a bit of adhesive behind there. It's probably going to be, I'm probably going to have overkill on the ribbon, but that's okay. So, and I can see, I don't know whether you can see it, there's hairs hanging off from, because I haven't like cut super close. So let's get it stuck down. It'll do its loop. It'll do another loop. And can I get any more loops? I'm just sort of like doing a little figure 8 with them. I'll hold this up closer to the screen when I'm done as well, so you can see what the back looks like. Whoops, if I can grab it. So they're sort of like little infinity shapes. I just need to trim. It does, I'll see how good I can get up to the screen. So you can see it does have a little bit of that sheer ribbon still on it, because I can't cut that close to the edge. I keep cutting it off. And on the back, it just looks like those little infinity signs just looping it backwards and forwards. Okay, so now you can work out where we want to go. So one end will be just flat, and I might put 2 dimensionals just because I've got a little bit of bulk going on there now. 2 little minis. I think I've got enough sticky on there still. Put a little bit extra on. Okay, and now I just need some other bling. All right, Merry Christmas. So it's just got just a little fluff. All right. Ooh, bling, bling, bling. What shall we be using? What shall we use? Should I not worry about putting any extra bling on there? We've got you can sort of see the spark, like the shimmery in the background there. I don't know. Do I need more bling? Do I need some more bling? I know you're all going, yes, you can never have too much bling. Oh, I've got the druzies, but they are so big. Maybe it'll just be rhinestones because they're a silvery white color. Okay, I think I'll just do all little ones this time. We'll pop some around the sentiment. So if it happens to be sitting on somebody's mantle, they will just catch every now and then. They won't be like all over the place. Maybe we'll do a few more. You know how sometimes when you walk past your cards that are on the mantle and it catches your eye and you're like, oh, that's so pretty. All right, I've got 6 on there. I know it's an even number. That's okay. All right, I will bring, oh, they're getting a bit squeezy. Getting a bit full. Alrighty, now you know. See, now that you can still, because of this screen picture, you can see where I keep all my bits and pieces. So there we have it. It does look like a little bit of shadow down the bottom, but I didn't want to leave it stark. It's not the idea I had in my brain, but it's okay. I don't think it stands out too bad as being bad, and I think that's because it's lighter than this like edge. I wanted that to be nice and deep in color. So there is day 7. Well done. I really like that. I really like those trees in green. Why have I left it for so long to play with it? All right, let me do a little quick recap. So this was day 2. Day 1, I did one of the ornament kits. So it's not a card. So this is in Australia. I know it's sold out in the US already, but the truck. I disappeared and even the screen went, whoops, you've lost connection for 2 seconds. I'm back. Hopefully the stream is still going. So Trucking Along is on the last chance list. So that one, I really like that. That one's cute. Reindeer Fun is also, the whole suite and all the components of it is also on the last chance list. That was day 3. Day 4, all the components of this are on the last chance list. So that was using the a little bit festive. Yeah, I froze. I got kicked off for a second. It said that it had lost. It went, oops, you've lost connection. Reconnecting now. So at least it told me what was going on. And then of course my cameras came off because they weren't activated. So a little bit festive and peaceful seasons, all on the last chance list. This one also uses the reindeer fun. I've used the bells from that one and the peaceful seasons. And then I have, this was yesterday's card, so you can go and check that out if you missed the video. All the videos are still available. And so this one was day 6. This one's from the annual catalogue, so it is safe. And then, of course, the frosted forest, which is in the online exclusives range. So, and that is all good as well. So hopefully I froze like not on me in a, you know, one of those faces. So that'd be wonderful, wouldn't it? It always happens to me. If you make faces, doesn't it say that when the wind will change and your face will stay that way? Thank you very much for joining me today. So I will be live tomorrow morning as well, but it'll be at 10 a.m, not 9:30 a.m. So it'll just be a little bit later. So until then, we will see you tomorrow. What I will do is any measurements for these cards, I will pop up in the description of this video, both on YouTube and Facebook, so you can see them. Not that there's a lot of measurements to be had on that one, but I think that's it. So take care, and